The rapid industrialization of the 19th century sparked the emergence of factories, mills, and warehouses. As these buildings arose, as did the risks of catastrophic fires.
The very first fire sprinkler was developed and patented by Mr. Henry Parmalee in 1874. Mr. Parmalee had a piano factory in Connecticut, and he wanted to protect his livelihood, his business. He did not want to deal with the ravages of fire and what would happen if fire were to destroy and demolish his piano factory. Mr. Parmalee is the patent holder of the very first fire sprinkler. Fire sprinklers give you peace of mind. As a homeowner, as the caretaker of your family, fire sprinklers provide you the ability to buy time. As we learn about flashover and how fast flashover occurs, how little time you have to escape a fire in your home, you realize that fire sprinklers buy time and time buys life. And that's very important when fire is knocking on your door. As a mother, I am always reminded that we research and we look for all of the latest technology to keep our children safe. Well, fire sprinklers are part of that fire safety package. Protect what you value most.
Fire sprinklers have been long celebrated for their life safety and property protection attributes. Currently, we're in the greatest era of fire protection history right now, and it's happened in the last 50 years, stemming from a document called America Burning. And America Burning did three things for the fire service and the fire sprinkler industry. One, it asked for increased active protection in high-rises. It asked for increased active protection for sprinklers in institutional occupancies and dwelling units, such as nursing homes, and hospitals, etc. It asked for material and economic trade-offs for active systems. So for example, when I put a fire sprinkler system in, the building code allows me to increase the area by 200%. It allows me to add additional story. It allows me to add 20 feet or so to the building height. And that's called a trade-off. So non-sprinkler buildings don't have trade-offs. In the International Building Code, the building code here in the US, there are over 125 different trade-offs.
Today, fires burn with unprecedented intensity and speed, largely due to the synthetic materials and the volume of items within homes. Because of this, there exists an unparalleled urgency for the installation of fire sprinkler systems.
Fires are burning hotter and faster today than we've ever seen before, because of the synthetic materials in our homes and the volume of materials we have in our homes. We have a lot more things today than we had in the past. And when those things are on fire, it's much more toxic of an environment and much more hazardous, giving us less time to escape a fire today than we've had in history. And it's because the things in our homes are not made mostly from natural products. Flashover is the moment in a room of any building when everything in that room reaches its ignition temperature and ignites.
This is a modern fire sprinkler. It's basically the same kind of design we've had for well over 100 years. Well, this sprinkler responds to heat. You can see here that there's a glass bulb that's filled with a sugar solution. When there's heat, that expands, the glass bulb will break, and that'll allow water to come out of the sprinkler. By the time this activates, it's hot enough in the space that you want it to activate, and it will not activate with smoke.
Fire sprinklers, through their rapid response and effective suppression of fires, serve as guardians of precious time in critical situations. Amidst a fire outbreak, the gift of time can be the difference between life and death. Recognizing this imperative, the National Fire Sprinkler Association assumes a pivotal role, engaging in education, prevention, and advocacy initiatives to champion fire sprinkler safety with the industry and beyond.
It's an honor to serve and be responsible for a 119-year-old institution. That our mission is to save lives and protect property from fire through the widespread acceptance of the fire sprinkler concept.
The NFSA is dedicated to the noble pursuit of safeguarding lives and property from the ravages of fire. Its mission revolves around advocating for the widespread adoption of the fire sprinkler, aiming to foster a safer world for all.
The 3 E's are for fire prevention. That's education, engineering, and enforcement. Educating is an informed public and an informed professional and trained professional that installs and protects buildings from fire, and then the public to know how to react to fire and behave. Engineering, that is all the technology that we have that protects a building. Fire sprinklers are a vital, active component of that. And then lastly is enforcement. There has to be an enforcement, and that's where we depend upon the local authorities having jurisdiction, our partners in the building department for the building when it's being built, as well as the fire service and the fire inspectors, fire marshals, fire investigators.
So in addition to the modern furnishings and what we're putting in our homes, we're also putting additional hazards that we wouldn't have seen in the past. We also have lightweight construction, going from dimensional lumber to lightweight construction today. That makes it easier for the fire to consume that structure.
For more information, visit www.firesprinklersbylife.com.